Good morning, everyone. My name is Pontsho Mashile, and today we're going to tackle the subject, choosing a life partner. And I would imagine what comes to mind when somebody talks about choosing a life partner, it's about the 7 steps of choosing a life partner. It's about the scriptures that you have to quote, the prayers, the fasting, and consultation, and yeah, you want people's opinion. You want everybody to come in with their bid. You're trying to get this thing right. You're trying to make it perfect, and you forget the most important person in the whole setup, and that person is you. It's this choosing a life partner. It's all about you. It's all about what you want. It's all about what you're trying to achieve. And whilst the subject matter is choosing a life partner, and again I want to say, forget the 7 steps. Forget a lot of theories that you may have had, practical, other things. It's like climbing a mountain. And most of these people that are telling us to do these things, you find that them, when they were choosing life partners, they didn't go through all of that. But now I have to climb the mountain for me to get this partner. And you ask yourself, then how does it work? And you climb that mountain and you get this partner, and it becomes this horrible experience for you. And I want to help you with that. And I want to say also to parents, watch this video. If you find it informative, if you can relate, share it with your kids. In fact, I would like to challenge every parent that is going to watch this video, that you watch this video and alone, and after you've watched it and think about it and decide if you want to watch this video with your kid. This is not a sermon, this is information sharing. I'm sharing this information after I've been married for 10 years. And I don't know everything. There are people that have been married for 30 years, 50 years. Perhaps they can share better knowledge on this subject. But I can tell you, it has nothing to do with how long have you been married. Because a lot of individuals, they stay in marriage to sort of run the mileage. Not because it is nice, not because they are enjoying, not because they still want to, but because they can't divorce, because they don't believe in divorce. And secondly, they enjoy celebrating 10 years, and it feeds their talk with their friends, in their cycles, where they say, I've been 10 years married, 15 years in marriage, yay! And you ask, you look, and you try to find out what is it that this person in these 10 years they've really achieved. Nothing. And then you ask yourself, do I want to be married for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years and remain miserable? Hence my request, parents, that watch this video and be sincere. Be sincere to your kids. And let this video spark conversations around the table between mother and father, daughter, son, even niece. It doesn't matter how old they are. We need to start sharing this information. So let's get into it. Now, yes, the topic is choosing a life partner, but we have to start from the beginning, because you choose a life partner for what? Ultimately, you want to get married and stay married. So, if you want to get married, what is your objective? What makes you, forget biblical definition, what God wants and everything. Why do you want to get married? Why do you want to personalize the question? And I think every father should ask this question, or every mother. When a daughter comes or a son comes and say, I want to get married, you need to ask them that question. Why do you want to get married? Not because it is wrong to get married, but to try and understand if they've got the right frame of mind to get married. Because it is important. Today, we are dealing with death cases. Be it a suicide, be it a suicide as a result of a depression, be it a partner that has taken it upon herself to kill the entire family because they are miserable in this marriage and they feel like this is it. Everybody, we're going to the next life. Let's pack and go. And others are not ready to pack and go. Others say, leave me alone. If you want to die, leave me alone. Don't force me to pack and go. Where am I going? I haven't fulfilled God's will. So we find ourselves having to address and preach at these funerals. But why? It's because we've missed the important basic things when we decide we want to get married. We didn't ask certain questions with an objective mind. We rushed to celebrate. We rushed to celebrate that finally she's getting married. Finally he's getting married. And we didn't take time to assess the objective. Why are you getting married? Others, we have pressurized them. Get married, get married, get married. And they were not ready, they were not prepared. And we didn't help them prepare. We didn't help them prepare. Why? And I just want us to start right there. What is the problem statement? Let's talk about sisters. I'm not going to cover all the scenarios for our sisters, but I'm just going to, for the sake of this message, I'm just going to address the basics. Most sisters get married because they want somebody to take care of them. They want somebody to replace their father. They get married because they want a shortcut to success. If I get a rich husband, I would have made it. What happened to you working hard for your wealth? You don't need marriage. You don't need a partner. You just need to self-introspect, organize yourself, set clear targets about your life and your riches. And set goals. A year goal, 5 years goals, 3 years goals, 10 years, long term, short term, whatever. You just need to get into that mode. Listen to a few motivational speakers. Try to organize yourself and consult with mentors and everybody and kill it for yourself. Why do you need to get married? That is, for me, that is incorrect. It may work. It may work, but I'm saying that shouldn't be the real reason why you want to get married. To look for somebody to take care of you. Looking for somebody to replace your father. Or to even emulate your father's role in your life. Perhaps you didn't grow up with a father. Now you want somebody to play that role. The father figure role. That is wrong. That is wrong. You can never, if you grew up without a father, you can never look for a father in your partner. If you grew up with a great father, you can never look into your partner to replace your father. Most men are subjected to standards that were set by the lady's father. No, we're living our own life. We start our own journey. We're going to walk through it. If we end up at a point where I am like your father, be it. If I end up being greater than your father, be it. If I end up being less than your father, be it. Because we are not the same. But what is important is that we need to enjoy this life. And let's also address parents. You try to force your kids to get into this marriage. Not all parents, not all. But some parents, they try to force this kid to get married to this person. This person is successful. This person is beautiful. This person is this. This person is that. But this child of yours is not prepared. Your child is not prepared to get into that journey with that person. You sell this idea until it is enticing, and they end up being miserable. Right? So we need to take a step back and afford our kids to lead this journey of them finding a partner and eventually getting into marriage. What we can do is to stand on the side and help in advising. Where are you, my child, with this thing? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to solve? And encourage them, share, provide more options. Let them get into your mindset in terms of how do you get to such conclusions, so that at the end of the day, they can understand where you're coming from. Times have changed. When my mom fell in love those years, and when I fell in love in my years, and when my kids are going to fall in love in their time, it's not the same. Therefore, if the conditions are not the same, how we get to the answer won't be the same. We need to start there and understand that. Now, brothers, why do we fall in love? Why do we want to get married and stay married? Because I want a servant. You're not saying you want a servant, but your acts, when we observe, your objective is that of a man who's looking for a servant. Somebody to order around. Somebody, you must cook. You must clean after me. Cook for me. Clean after me. You must take care of me. Take out my clothes. Put them on the bed. Line them up. You must serve my mother, my father. All of these things are not wrong, maybe, to some extent. But we need to do them right. What are you bringing to the marriage? What am I bringing to the marriage? So we're trying to make sure that people don't stay depressed. They don't get depressed. They don't commit suicide. They don't murder. They don't do all these things that we think of, horrible things. And as parents, hence it is then important that you share this video. Because then at the end of the day, you want to live to see your grandkids. You don't want this maniac to marry your daughter and kill her. We have seen such cases. We can't avoid those topics anymore. You don't want this woman to come and marry your son and kill him. To a point that we end up thinking, do not marry a police officer, be it a man, be it a woman, because they have access to a gun and they may kill you at some point. But we do have police officers that are responsible. They can manage their anger. They can manage differences or different opinions in marriage. So our answers are more reactive than than well thought. We are not responding, we are just reacting. So we're going to make few assumptions that we're talking about love, right? Choosing a life partner, it's about love. So let me turn it down, relax, and if you talk about love, it has to be nice, right? You sit there, you try to journey through it alone, think about it, you falling in love to this guy, to this lady. She's so sweet, she's lovely. That's love. That's how it should start. But unfortunately, everyone presents that kind. And we are not able to dissect and discern who is who, right? Who is who? So I'm going to make few assumptions that you know the kind of a guy that you love. I don't know how much of a role it plays in the whole entire marriage, but be it, because I know for gentlemen that if they don't choose right in terms of the beauty, the skin tone, the height, the weight, all the entire package, when they see it down the line, when they see it the way they've imagined it, they tend to cheat, they tend to want to grab it, extra package, right? So you need to choose that person that you want, that person that makes you happy. I don't know don't forget individuals. Don't try and create a human being in the process. And you start saying, God, I want a tall guy who's dark, Shangan, and who's got quite a nice belly, or a six-pack, whatever the case might be. You know, you mention all those things. Then you're forcing God to go to the manufacturing site and create that Shangan to be of that age, you know, the age that you want. And I'm laughing, but it's not quite funny. But it's just that it puzzles me when you look for all these things and you end up getting to a point where you're forced, because this person fits the profile, then you ignore the most important things and you just look at the outward appearance. And then that mindset was created by the movies that we're watching, by the friends that we have, and at the end of the day, you don't even know how does that benefit you. You know, you worried about kids. No. Before you reproduce, don't worry about kids. Kids will come, and kids are from God. Yeah, no, I can't marry this kind of a person. What about our kids? You haven't looked wide enough. Look. I've seen beautiful couples that they have kids, and you're like, hang on. Is that you guys combined there? Is that you guys combined there? What happened? Kids are from God. Yes, you may, if you're lucky, you can reproduce an image that looks like your husband, an image that looks like your wife, but it's from God. It's up to God. Look around. It's up to God. Don't concern yourself with something that is up to God. So this thing of you choosing certain features because you're thinking about kids, wrong. Choose features that make you happy. And I don't know why would you be concerned with such things, but well, if it comes to that point, choose features that makes you happy. You may not agree with me on this point, and I understand. I'm okay with it, but I'm saying choose. If you have to choose features that make you happy. And again, in those features, you will have to compromise at some point, because you will get this guy who doesn't fit everything, every tick that you have around the features, but he has the rest. He's got the discipline, he's got the drive, he's organized, he's your best friend, he's got all these other things. He loves God. Are you going to scrape him and say, you're not tall, you're not tall enough, therefore it doesn't matter whether you believe in God, me and you share the same values, and you're self-organized, I want that. You've got good financial knowledge, I want that. You've got a social conscious, I love that. But you're not tall enough, you're not light enough. Come on, let's resonate. Think about it. He ticks everything, but he's not tall the way you want him to be tall, and he's not dark the way you want him to be dark, or light-skinned the way you want him to be light-skinned. So you're saying you're terminating the project because of that. Now you get this person, tall, light, or dark the way you want them. They tick every box when it comes to features. But this person is not self-disciplined. This person doesn't have respect. Are you going to say because now this person they tick every box on the features, you're going to compromise on the other side? So what I'm saying is that choose, where do you want to compromise? And is it reasonable for you to compromise there? I hope you've compromised on the features and you hold principles tight. Right? Now let's get into it. I would say, I don't want to make it a list, but I say somebody that loves God. It is important to choose that somebody that loves God. Somebody that believes and respects God. Somebody, without you telling them, they know that I have to serve God. It is important to find that kind of a person. Because what is important down the line is their choices in life. You know that even when this person is desperate, their source of strength will be God. When you are desperate, that's when we see your true character. And at that point, my confidence is that I chose somebody that loves God. You need somebody that loves God. You need to share basic values, such as respect. You need to say, I'm sorry. Somebody that is able to say those things. Somebody that is able to say, baby, I don't like how you treat your friends. That day, I think you were harsh on your friend. Not somebody that cheers you for every wrong decision that you make. Somebody, when you disrespect your father, they cheers. When you disrespect your mom, they say, yes, baby, she was wrong. Your mom was wrong. And they forget that when it comes to parents, it's not about right and wrong. The first rule is that they are our elders. Therefore, right and wrong comes secondary. We have to apply right and wrong with a careful measure. Now, somebody that helps you repair relationships, not encourages you to tear them down. Basic values. You want somebody that understands that it is important to have people around you. Not somebody who wants you to themselves and to themselves alone. There will be those moments where you must sit alone to the side. But most importantly, you need to understand that umuntu kabantu. Umuntu ngabantu. Munu imunu yevanu. Right? Both. So you want somebody that is self-confident, self-disciplined. If a person is suffering from self-confidence, when they see you with other people, they get concerned. They get concerned. They really, if they see you with Rose, if you're a guy, they see you with Rose, because they are threatened by Rose's lifestyle. They would want to restrict you from fellowship. And I said self-discipline in line with self-confidence, because they walk together, and I want to present them together, at least for my argument. Somebody that believes that when a woman smiles at me, I don't have to chase after them. When a man is being generous to me, I don't have to open up myself to them. You need somebody that is self-confident. People that are not self-confident, they're problematic. They ask questions such as, where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? It is important to be self-confident. Remember, we said somebody that believes in God, who understands that I can't do these things. I can't go those places. So those questions are unnecessary, because this person believes in God. They know where they can go. They know where they can't go. They are God-led. This person has self-discipline. You know that their choices in life will more or less be right. It takes off the load of you having to shepherd them, having to investigate. Who are you talking to on the phone? Who is this lol person? There's this lol person. And those that are more on social media, there's this person that is following you. Every post that you make, there's this person that likes you. Who is that person? You're not threatened by that, because you know your partner is self-disciplined. This person believes in God. Right? Let's continue and look at other things that we can add. Right? Social consciousness. It is important to have social consciousness. We have a social responsibility. Our success shouldn't be limited to ourselves only. We grew in communities. We grew around people. When you see somebody suffering, you don't want somebody who says, yeah, that person is lazy. We don't have it the same. Malapa galekane. Families are not the same. When you see this person suffering, it needs to concern you. Be it that you just want to share knowledge to empower them, but it should at least concern you. Even if it's because of their laziness, plant a seed in their mind, so that even in their laziness, that seed can grow, and they say, but this person told me this. This person said, I need to do this. Unlike you just passing there by. Somebody that when they see a woman with a kid and it's raining and she's carrying a kid and holding another on the hand, they don't just say, "Hi baby, our car will be dirty." Somebody says, "Baby, stop. Let's help this woman. She has enough problems already. Let's help this woman." Social consciousness, it is important. And you may want somebody that has that, right? Personal goals. What are you trying to achieve in this life? What are you trying to achieve in this life? What are your goals? What are your 6 months goals? What are your 3-year goals? I know you've heard that topic many times, but you need to have goals though. You need to have goals. You can't live this life without goals. We will see when we get there. See what? You brought this person into your life and now you're saying we will see when we get there. Where? Get where? We're going nowhere because we don't have goals. A person that has goals. A person that doesn't have goals, they're problematic. When you go out to fulfill your goals, where are you going? Who are you going with? Because they don't have anywhere to go and they don't understand that you can go somewhere. They don't understand that. They're like, where are you going? Why do you need to go there? Why am I staying here? Why did you bring me and you want to leave me here? No. You need to have your own personal goals. You need to strive to achieve those goals. And when we're sitting as partners, and we will talk about that later, these are the moments where we compare goals, where we share our journeys in this life. Right? But you need to have your own personal goals. You need somebody that is driven, a person that has a vision. I know they demand this of men, but women also. You need to have a vision. You need to be be driven. It is tiring to have a person who's not driven. Every time you need to sort of follow up on this person. You need to encourage this person. They don't have a moment where they encourage you. Because we are equally yoked now, we are partners, right? On one day, I have the strength. On another day, I'm beaten up, and you need to be my strength. But because you're not driven, because you don't have a vision, you want to understand, why are you down? Why are you down? Get up. No. At times you need to understand that it is okay for your partner to be down. It is okay, even if they are pretending to be down. It is okay. Carry them. Carry them. At that point when they are down, let them know that you will pull mountains for them. We now equally yoked. We now trying to get somewhere together. You need somebody that has got basic financial knowledge. Finances are tearing families apart. Finances are tearing families apart. Finances are the cause of divorce. Finances. Not because we lack, but because, yeah, at times it's because we lack, but at times it's because we have, but we don't just agree on where to spend. And as a result, we end up lacking because we spend in wrong areas. It's lack that was created by mismanagement. Therefore, you need somebody that understands basic financial principles. I'll give you an example. We've been taught to save, and now we just applied for a bond, approved, we celebrated, we are happy, we have a bond. We have a savings account. The savings account is sitting on 5% interest. So for the annual interest there is 5%, meaning 5% of whatever that we've put in for that year. Right? In the 12 months rather. Does it make sense to take a portion of your salary and push it into a 5%, whereas you have a bond that is sitting on 11%? That 500 rand that we wanted to push into the savings account, push it into the bond. That is savings. Because in the long run, you realize that you paid your bond way ahead of time. You have saved a lot of money by putting 500 rand into your bond instead of creating a pocket where you're saying in 10 years time we are going to enjoy this money. But you have a bond that is taking and milking you, milking your pocket. You need basic understanding of finances. Another example, you have R1 million. Yes, you have R1 million, and then your partner forces you to buy a car that is worth 900,000. Where's the logic in that? A car has maintenance. A car it depreciates. Instead of saying, let's buy a property in this area, rent it out for the students, for whoever, for this families and what's not, rent it out, and every month that property will give us 10,000. If it's $1 million, yeah, rent more or less it will be 10,000. 3-bedroom, somewhere there, apartment. So you get that 10,000 every month. You can go and apply for a car. Then the installment of the car will come from the bond. And the car, you don't have to apply for an installment that is 10,000 because you're looking at that 10,000. You need to create a buffer in between to say if something goes wrong, at least the car must be like, the installment must be like 5,000. Then you're left with 5,000 to play around. Basic understanding. You just got a property and you got a car through thinking. So you need somebody that they are not GTI driven, chasing cars, M Sport. Every penny they get, it's on the outlook, how the image that they want to portray to the community. You need somebody that has got basic understanding of finances. And if you don't get that person, if you get somebody that doesn't understand basic financial management, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. Friendship. You need to create friendship. You don't stumble into friendship. Yes, there are cases where you stumble into friendship. You happen to talk to this person and you just connect immediately. But at times, you need to take time, build that friendship. It then doesn't become a burden that I need to spend time with this person. It's given because they are my friend. I don't know a friend who sits in the morning and say, who haven't I spoken to in a while? I need to make time for them. One of my friends, which one? No. It's a question of, it pops in your mind, I haven't spoken to so and so. And then you go and you speak to that person. I haven't spoken to Aluda. You give Alute a call. Hey, Joe, where you? Ah, you're here. Okay, let's talk. I haven't spoken to Pindu. Oh, okay, cool. Let me give him a call. Hey, Joe, where you? Ah, man, let's hook up. I haven't spoken to Hoto, Lemo. Let me call. Hey, Joe, where you? It goes with that. Why? Because these people are your friends. They lift you up. I haven't spoken to Karen. I give him a call. Hey, Jude, let's go and eat somewhere. Even in marriage or with your partner, you need to find that. It needs to, you need to have a bulb that switches on. I haven't spoken to my partner today. Let me give a call. When you see a joke, it's not like there's a rule. When you see a joke, you must call your partner. Based on the friendship, when I see a joke, I'm like, Millie, let me give you a call. You won't believe what I just saw now. You know? Friendship. Friendship. You need to build it. And that leads into you spending time together. You don't need to struggle that we need to create time. We need to make time. No. Because we're friends, automatically you find yourself spending time together. I'm not referring to you coming back home. I'm not referring to you going together to a funeral, to a wedding. No. I mean, you going out. It's based on that friendship. Partners tend to look at when last did we go out. That is not the problem. The disconnect is in the friendship. You're looking at this week we haven't gone out. That is not. The disconnect is here, the friendship. There's a misalignment in the friendship. And let me tell you, you will disagree. You will disagree. And as you disagree, you need to understand that we must still respect each other at some point. I disagree with Aluta mostly. I know me and him always possess two different thoughts. But not once will I ridicule him. Not once will I insult him. No. I will respect his views. He's my friend. Yes, today I'm right, tomorrow you'll be right. You need to take that into your friendship, that you won't always be right. Even when you are mostly convinced that you are right, you may not be right. Let me show you another instance. And these partners, they should understand it correctly. In my 10 years of marriage, I've realized that there were times where I was 100% sure that I was right. And I learned 3 years later that actually I was wrong. And what made me respect my wife is the fact that even then when I thought I was right and she was right, she managed to let me be. And now I respect her more because it is not about me being right. If you love your partner because they are always right, what happens when they are wrong? When will you know for sure that they are wrong? Because at times you have facts on the table that tells you that your partner is right, and later you realize that your facts were wrong. What you thought you knew was was wrong. But in the process, they didn't ridicule you. They didn't flush you out. They respected you. And when you look back, you're like, wow, this woman respected me. This man loved me even when I was wrong. You build in that friendship. So it's not about I'm 100% right, I'm mostly right. It's about building the friendship. A source of strength for one another. Another point is self-organized. You need somebody that is self-organized. It can't be that everything about you is just all over the place. Everything about you is just all over the place. It even takes on your integrity. you need to be self-organized. You need to, I'm not saying know where what is at all times, but I'm saying the basic stuff. You need to know your day. You need to, you can't be missing appointments. You're going left, you're going right, you're all over the show. The minute you pull somebody into your life, you now are responsible to protect their image. I have a wife. Certain things I can't do because I'm protecting my wife. It comes with the territory. You can't have it both ways. Certain places I can't go, not because it's wrong, but because I'm protecting my wife. I can't be seen in certain naked clubs pumping music. I can't be seen there. I can't do certain things when I'm around people because they say, is the husband of that one. That one. I'm affecting her image. So you need to organize yourself. You need to see yourself through these things. Mostly, guys, reward yourself. Reward yourself. Reward yourself. Plan to travel. Guys, sometimes you're praying for these things. You're praying for these things, and I've learned with my wife when we travel that when we are in abroad, because people, they will say I'm bragging, but when we are abroad, I realize that, sure, things just happen, you know. I begin to see another side of my wife. I remember we in Brazil, we're transiting from Sao Paulo to Santos, and I even recorded a video of my wife. She was, you know, that she was dancing to a beat, a rhythm inside her. And it gave me that joy to see her dancing like that. And I was like, guys, I've arrived. My wife is dancing to her own beat. I have arrived. I remember locally we were in Georgetown. And we pumped one track. It was a house track. And I think she even posted it on her social media. We were having fun. We were just dancing to the beat, you know. A change of environment, it is needed, guys. Okay, when I say travel, don't always think overseas. Start where you can afford. Go to Cape Town, go to Guyana, go to Durban, go to PE. But if you can afford, go overseas. It changes everything. It changes how you look at life. It changes it completely. You are there and you realize, Muruskon, we've enjoyed. When you come back, you like have a story for each other. You remember, baby, when we were in New York? We were in New York this other time. It was freezing. It was freezing. We had fun. Even when it was freezing. And I remember when we told people we were from New York, they were like, why would you go in January? It's winter. -5. But guess what? We had an experience. People call it bragging, but to us it's tangible experience. We went there, we had fun. We shopped. We came back. We were more happy. We travel. I don't want to mention all the areas and the countries where we have gone. It's that's not the objective. The objective is that you need to travel. Mostly, let's conclude with the famous talk. Couples that pray together, stay together. At times, how you start this with a simple scripture. Read a scripture and talk about it. The understanding that you have of the scripture. You know? Or a book within the Bible. Take Ruth, 4 chapters. Read Ruth together. Or let her read Ruth there and come back and say, sure, what's about Naomi? You know Naomi and the things that she did. Wow. Hey, Ruth. But Orpah, why did Orpah go back? What would have happened if Oprah would have gone with them? Start there. And then all these things fall into place. Child of God, with this, I'm hoping and I'm praying that you will be encouraged. You see, I've mentioned a few factors. It is not about 7 steps or 10 steps. It is about these things that I've discussed. And even more, you need to understand these things. And these things, you cannot understand them in one day. Hence, there's a song that I love. Take time to know her. Take time to know her. Take time to know him. Take time to know each other. Why are we rushing? What are we rushing for? Right? What are we rushing for? So we need to make time. We need to take time. We need to enjoy this thing. So I hope you are encouraged. Let this be the start of conversations. Watch it together as a couple. Critique me. I'm the expert. I've pointed a few things. All I'm saying is we need to have those conversations. We need to have those conversations as couples. And all I'm saying is that let's start there. Take this video, watch it together, and as a couple you're saying, yeah, but here is right, but there is wrong. That's what we want. That's what I want. I don't want you to end up divorcing. I don't want you to end up being miserable. I want you to have fun. Build this thing and build it solid. Don't rush through it. No, build it. Take time and build it. Rome was not built in a day. Neither will your marriage be built in a day. Before you even say yes to this guy, before you say yes to this guy, or before you propose that woman, you need to know how she behaves around people, how she behaves when it's just the two of you. But because you didn't take time to know him, and we ask you, when he's angry, how is he? I've never seen him angry. Huh? When he's happy, how does he behave? I've never seen him happy. Huh? You need to see him happy. You need to see him angry. You need to see him when he wakes up. You need to see him. You need to see different sides. And when I say when he wakes up, I don't mean that you need to sleep together before. Call him in the morning. Call it friendship. But do you guys know what you're trying to do? It is not just traditionally courtship. It is to trying to earth all these topics that I've highlighted. May God bless you. May God help you nurture your life and your marriage. Amen. Enjoy.